All right. Well, listen, everybody. Want to welcome everybody to our Wednesday night team training call. Timmer Halligan here from Chicago, Illinois. Excited for tonight's call. And, each and every Wednesday we have the opportunity to get together. And every single team call that we have, we start out with our signature message. And that is that we are all part of a growing team of entrepreneurs that have got a shared mission. That is to protect and empower 2 million new families and small businesses with Legal Shield's network of top-rated law firms and world-class ID Shield services. What we do matters, and we are looking for help. So welcome, everyone, to our Wednesday night Success Partners International morning stretch call, Wednesday night team training call. And looking forward to a really, really great conversation tonight with a gentleman that, truly, in my mind, is an expert on utilizing social media when it comes to Legal Shield. And, here's the thing. With Legal Shield, in my 15 years that I've been with this business, I've seen so many different ways and so many different types of things that have evolved to give us an opportunity to expose people to this membership, to be able to expose people to this opportunity. I can remember, way back in the day, we were happy when we had a VHS cassette. And then I can remember that we were super, super excited when we got ourselves a DVD, something that we could shoot off to people. And I remember when Legal Shield first gave us a website, because we didn't have websites way back in the day. And I can remember when for a brief period of time, we started to get something in the back office that would allow us to be able to send out some videos to people. And, today now we have Prospect by Legal Shield. And, outside of what Legal Shield has done from a technology perspective, the world has evolved. I built my entire business on networking events, going out, meeting individuals, got to, $150,000 a year plus simply by going to Chamber of Commerce events. In fact, my entire organization, with the exception of one organization, came from meeting somebody at a live event. And over the last several years, with the advent of social media, with the ability to now be able to meet folks, the exposure process hasn't changed. We still want to pique people's interest. We still want to then send them some information. We still want to then get them onto a three-way call, move them towards a live event. That stuff hasn't changed, but maybe the process of how we do it, definitely has become, in my opinion, easier. And with social media where it is today, and that's really, it's interesting that, somebody said to me today at one of my networking events that all companies are really in the media business. They're all in the media business, meaning that you got to get out there and get information to people, get it in the hands of people where people are. Well, there are millions and millions and millions of folks that are on social media. And tonight we have the opportunity to have a gentleman on the line that I had the opportunity to spend a couple hours with yesterday. And let me tell you, he enlightened me to so many things. It's one thing to be on Facebook. It's another thing to know how to utilize Facebook. And this gentleman, spoke to us about a month and a half ago. And we talked yesterday and said, listen, we need to put together a series of seminars, a series of Zooms on our team training so that we can get more in depth versus, spending 30 minutes here and 30 minutes there, because you really want to learn, the basics for sure, but then you can take it so much further. And, social media, I've always had this thing where, how good can the memberships be that come out of social media? How well can you really know who it is that you're talking to? But he's been on, in Performance Club for 8 years. And I think he'll be the first to tell you he doesn't attend any networking events. Everything that he does is utilizing social media the right way and being able to maintain solid persistency, keeping people on the books. He showed me a little bit of his back office or the messenger portion of what he does, and to see all of the people that are reaching out to him every single day because of what he's done is truly, truly tremendous. And so I'm going to take the call now and turn it over to a gentleman that's really become a good friend of mine. You know, we're not on the same team, but we are on the same team. We've got so many common interests. He's just a super awesome guy. I'm going to go up to Canada, where we're getting ready to open up the entire country in just a couple weeks, to Mr. Patrice Samuel Robinson. Are you there, sir?
Hi, I hope everybody can hear me. Timmer, thank you very much for that great introduction. I have to say, out of everybody I've ever met in the Legal Shield, you're definitely my favorite trainer. A guy, you know, we've got some similar background in music and things that we like, and, you know, sports. And, yeah, just a down, you know, Timmer, you got to give it up to Timmer Halligan, because he's just a down-to-earth guy. Will, you know, work with anybody, and that's the type of associate I am also. I'm the type of guy, you don't have to be on my team. I'll work with anybody at any time. No, I'm not a Millionaire Club member yet, but I'm working my way to, you know, my first ring and my second ring and so on and so forth. And just a little bit about my background. I do live in London, Ontario, Canada. I've been with the company for 8 years. In fact, 8 years ago, there was a lady that added me on Facebook, a very attractive lady, and asked me if I wanted to meet for a coffee. And because I was single at the time, I says yes. So I thought I was going on a blind date. And about 5 minutes into the conversation, she had asked me, hey, have you ever heard about Legal Shield? We were called prepaid legal back then. And I says, no. Now, in the back of my mind, I started thinking, hey, somebody's trying to sell me something. But I listened to what she had to say. I got the membership. I used it. I contacted her about 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks later. And I told her, I said, I need some business cards, because when I used the membership, it worked fantastic. And she says, well, there's an opportunity attached to this. And I looked at the opportunity, went to a business briefing on a Tuesday night here in London, Ontario. And I've been doing it ever since, never looked back. Now, as Timmer was saying, I use a lot of social media, predominantly Facebook. And I've learned a lot of different ways to grow and build my business. As Mr. Halligan said, I've been Performance Club Pro for the last 8 years. And it's almost on auto ship in a way. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know, everything I pretty much do is from social media. And the reason why is because I need my time freedom. I have, you know, an elderly mother. I have an elderly father who's 96 years old. They live about 15 minutes, or 10, 15-minute drive away from me. I always have to be on call and ready to go. So I don't have the time to do my network, you know, go to all these networking events. I don't have time for a lot of things. You know, I'm a dad. I have to, you know, I just need my time freedom. So I wanted to try to use Facebook and social media as a platform where I can attract business to me. I can attract customers to me. People will call me. People want to send me messages. And I'm going to share these things with you in some small stats about how I use social media, and predominantly Facebook. And I'm going to show you some of the reasons why I've chosen Facebook to build my business. And some things will seem a little bit confusing to you. Some things will be a little bit tedious to you, but I promise by the end of this, the last 10 minutes, I'm going to open it up for questions. You can ask me questions personally, and I will do my best to answer those questions briefly. All right. So we're just going to get right to it right now. We're going to go over some statistics. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my screen right now. And we're going to talk about like how social media has developed over the last few years and what those numbers are. And then we're going to get into some training. We're going to go right off my business page, take lots of notes. If you have a Facebook business page and you want to work off me in real time with me, feel free to do that, or just take notes. I'm always easily approachable. You can target me on Facebook. I'll spend some time with you on the phone if you ever want to reach out and call me, and I will hook you up for anything you missed during this session. I should keep in mind that Mr. Halligan was saying that we're going to do a series of things. So I'm going to be back with you every couple weeks to help you and your team grow their business on social media. Okay. Now, one thing I should tell you, and just to debunk a couple things, some people think that I spend like hours and hours and hours a day just on Facebook and social media, and I don't. I spend about maybe 15 to 20 minutes in the morning, maybe 15, 20 minutes at night. That's really about it, 5 days a week, okay? When I'm posting, I do proper posts, and you can even schedule posts, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. But you don't have to spend a whole lot of time on social media. In fact, I recommend that you don't, because you got families, you got businesses to run, you got your Legal Shield business to run. But I'm gonna show you how, maybe tedious at the beginning, but how simple it is once you get used to it, because once you get shown anything, you can do anything. All right, so we're gonna share my page right now. And what we're gonna do right now is we're just gonna kind of go over, and this is gonna be a review for the few of the people that were on here weeks ago with me, about what's happened and how the social media is increased. What you're looking at right now is my screen here, and these are like the 6 monsters of social media: Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Google, and LinkedIn. What I want you to do is I want you to take a look at the bottom numbers just to show you how many people are on these things on a monthly basis here. You know, with 70 million on Pinterest, 289 million on Twitter. You know, you go over to Instagram there, 300 million. Google has really dropped down because now nobody can have a Google business page on Google. You actually have to have a Google account for that now. LinkedIn, about 380 million in 2017. And in 2017 here, there was 1.5 billion monthly active users on Facebook. Okay, that was in 2017. Well, let's take a look and see what happened in 2000. And why isn't this working here? Give me a second. In 2018, look at what happened to Facebook. We went up to 1.86 billion active users on Facebook monthly, okay? And we're gonna move on, but look what happens in 2019, and we're not even finished the year yet, and this number is gonna growing, and I probably guarantee there's gonna be about 3 billion active users on Facebook every single month. Just imagine that. We noticed that LinkedIn has actually gone down. We noticed that Pinterest has actually gone down in numbers. Twitter stayed around the same. Instagram's gone up because a lot of people like to share photos and you know, graphics and things like that. But you know, the monster is still Facebook. Okay, and if you look at these things here and stuff, it's great for branding. It's great for sharing your brand. It's great for sharing links, okay, that you might have out of your Prospect by Legal Shield. Okay, I'm just going to go to a different slide here to show you something. And these have to do with the markets that we can sell Legal Shield into, right? Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom. Now, right now in Canada, there's over 23 million Facebook users out of a population of about 37 million Canadian citizens. In the United States, there's 169 million Facebook users out of a population of about 327 million citizens in the United States. I hope I said Canada before on the first one there, but you can read it. There's over 35 million Facebook users out of a population of about 66 million citizens in the United States. All right, so I want you to think about that right now, and what is going to lead me to my next question that I got to ask you. And why isn't my clicker working? There we go. So with over 2 billion active users, like we pointed out before, on Facebook monthly worldwide, okay, you've never been so close to your potential customers in one same place, okay? And here's what's going to come down to. If you don't make the decision to increase your knowledge of social media, your competition definitely will, okay? And they'll do it for you. So it's either you start learning a little bit about social media, and I'm not saying don't go walk your community. I'm not saying don't do belly-to-belly prospecting. What I'm saying is that you still have to learn this too, because what happens if you become sick? What happens if you have to spend more time with your family and your children, or take care of your parents or something like that, and you don't have the time to maybe get to all your social events and things like that, right? There's got to be some type of tool that you have to learn and that you can utilize where you can attract customers to you. In fact, today, I had 5 messages sent to me, and I signed up 3 memberships today because all 3 people contacted me on social media. And they weren't 911 calls. They happened to be people who had been following me on Facebook for a little while and decided, hey, based on, and I always ask them, I said, based on my posting, based on some of my testimonials that I post and things like that, and always keep it in their face in assertive way, but not an aggressive way, and in a friendly way, and engaging with them and building that relationship. Now they've trusted me to get a membership. I did 3 memberships just today, in fact. Okay. And these are all from people who do not know me, that I never met at the grocery store, that I never met at Tim Hortons. They're just people from the city. One person was from out of town, I think about 100 kilometers away from me. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to transition. Okay. And I'm just going to stop that share. And we're going to go right to my business page. And I hope everybody's following along with me very closely. And we're going to go right to my business page right now. And what we're going to focus on tonight, and every couple of weeks, I'm going to pick a different theme of what I'm going to share with you guys. Today, what I'm going to share with you is we're going to share the basics in the settings. Okay? Now, if you're in your Facebook page, great. You can follow along with me and do exactly what I'm doing. If not, you'll know exactly where to find it and what's there. Okay, so right here at the top right-hand corner above your business page, you're going to see all these tabs: your page, your inbox, events, appointments, so on and so forth, notifications, and settings. And you're going to see a column on the left. You're going to see a thicker column on the right. And the column on the left is your main tab for each section that's going to populate on the right. And we're going to go over those. Under your general settings here, this is very, very important when it comes to engaging, when it comes to people finding you on Facebook, when it comes to if your page is being recommended to other people that you don't know. You always want to make sure your page is published, okay? Visitor posts right here, you always want to allow visitors to be able to publish posts on your page, okay? Because if they can't send you reviews. They can't type comments and things like that and engage. So you always want your Facebook page to be open and engaging with everybody. The more people engage with you, the better. The more people that engage with you, the more people you can engage with that are interested in your product or service. Okay? The next one here says posts and sharing. Okay? And you want to allow sharing to stories. Okay? Now, there's a new thing that's come up in the last year called stories, and you have stories that you can do from your personal profile, but all of a sudden months ago they started letting you do stories on your business page. So people, when they're on their cell phone, on their smartphone, looking at this stuff, what happens is that they can't not only see that the post that you're posting on your news feed or your timeline of your business page, they can also see through stories here, because now when you go to the Legal Shield app or the Facebook app and it opens up, the first thing that pops up is a news feed and people's stories. So whether you're sharing that through your personal timeline or your business page, people are going to see that first, and they're scrolling across, and this is a big thing that people are looking at right now. And I'm always putting stuff in my stories, not only from my business page, but also from my personal timeline. Okay? Next one, messaging. A lot of people are wondering why they don't get a lot of messages. Well, you actually have to turn this on. Okay? You have to allow people to contact your business page privately. Okay? So you want to make sure that's turned on. Okay? Tagging ability. You want to allow people to tag your photos and things that you publish on your business page. Why? Because maybe they want to share it with their friends or their relatives or people that they know. Okay? There's a lot of times people will tag themselves in my photos, and the great thing about that is when they tag themselves in my photos and things that I post, their friends, the people I don't know, they see it and wonder what their friend is tagging and what they're interested in and looking up, and then that brings more attraction to my page. Okay? Others tagging your page, which is pretty much the same thing. Page locations and effects, okay? Allow people to use, well, we're going to say my Facebook page, Patrice Samuel Robinson, Legal Shield Independent Associate, as a location for frames and effects and so on and so forth. So again, people can follow the page, they can engage, they can tag themselves in it, okay? Country restrictions. I always make sure, I've seen some Legal Shield associates that have Facebook pages where they restrict their business page to Canada and the US. I don't recommend that. The reason why is because unless we're Native American, chances are we're not from this, North America, and maybe our family's not from North America. We come from somewhere else, whether it's Jamaica, Ireland, Nigeria, Pakistan, wherever. So what happens now is that those people can see your business page, engage with it. I get it all the time. They can engage with it. Their relatives in Canada, United States can actually see what's going on. Everybody knows that if you see my error up here and stuff like that, this is called notifications, okay? I can see everything that every person on my personal business page clicks on, does, or engages with. Well, other people, especially younger people, they check these notifications too. And they just go on and on and on. I know everything that everybody does, all my friends, so on and so forth, okay? And this is very, very important. And you can see we got a lot of people, some of my Legal Shield stuff here, people engaging with, all right, commenting on, so on and so forth, okay? So that's very important. So open up that and, let your page just be an open book, okay? Age restrictions, I usually keep that just as it is, 13 and over, okay? Page moderation, we're not going to go through that right now. Similar page suggestions right here. You want to make sure you click this similar page suggestions to include Patrice Samuel Robinson or your business page name when recommending similar pages to the timeline. So sometimes you'll go ahead and you'll like a business page, and when you've liked that page, you'll see a row of other business pages from different companies or businesses or whatever, or home-based businesses come up that you can also click on. You say, well, I'm kind of interested in this here. I'll click on that and like that page and follow up with them, maybe build a relationship, okay? Page updates, all right? Automatically publish posts, all right? Info when the page is updated, okay? Posts in multiple languages is very, very important because now we're, as we're going, we have the Spanish plan, for Legal Shield Espanol, and we also have people, and now we're opening up in Quebec and across Canada, okay? So when you have these language translation here and posts in multiple languages and stuff, people can actually see your posts in their language, or they can hit a button on your post that says translate or translation, and they can actually read it in their language, depending on where they're from, all right? This is really good. Although we don't market, we only market in Canada, United States, and now the United Kingdom, people in other countries get interested and can read whatever you're posting in their own language. They can recommend it to a relative or a family friend in Canada, United States, or the United Kingdom, all right? So I really want you to remember that. Translate, download. So we're good on that side here. So I want you to make sure that you go through all these settings right here and make sure that these are turned on so that your page is more open to everyone, and you will see more people following and more people engaging in your page over a period of time, okay? The next one that we're going to go back to messaging because I'm going to show you how to set this up, because a lot of people don't know that they actually have a chat bot that's built into their Facebook business page. But we're going to go here to page info, which is the third tab down, okay? Page info is very important, okay? Because when people are searching for Legal Shield, you want to make sure that they come up in the feed. I'm going to do this right now. I'm actually going to go to a tab. And I did this with Timmer the other day, and I'm just going to type in Legal Shield, because we are going to become a household name, especially with this expansion in Canada and our expansion to the United States. So we type in Legal Shield, and let's see what comes up here. All right. So the first two pages, I guess, are mine because I probably got the most followers. We got Legal Shield Team Canada. so on and so forth. People are looking at this. Chris Ward, another associate that I work with, some friends of mine. Daryl Campbell from here, and there's somebody else I've also worked with and taught social media to. So it seems like some of the people that I've actually taught social media to, they're coming up first. And you can do this in your own area, your own state or city or whatever, and type in Legal Shield and see where you kind of come up. When somebody types in Legal Shield, let's see what happens in the posts. What's coming up here, all right? All right, these are how people are looking for things on Facebook. People, all right? A couple other people that I've worked with or that are on my team, okay, that are involved with Legal Shield, photos. People look for different things on social media, and especially on Facebook, in all sorts of different ways, okay? Videos, all right, there's going to be a lot of those out there. Marketplace, we're going to go to pages. All right, again, I'm coming up at the top, the Legal Shield corporate page, Legal Shield opportunity. We see Daryl Campbell here again. Marna Berry, who's one of my associates, somebody that I've worked with teaching social media. So is Sharon Dennison. A lot of these people I've actually taught social media to and worked with, all right? So just to let you know, okay? Places, all right? These are all the different ways that people, either through their computer and mostly on their smartphone, okay, will look for Legal Shield, okay? And some people are also using hashtags and things like that, right? So it's really important to understand that. Okay, we're gonna go back to the settings here. So in settings, you're gonna have different places where you can add the description, all right? So what I have here is a description. It's just a short, brief description: get affordable, smart legal coverage and identity theft protection. Nice and simple. You can put in categories here. So what I have in here is, you know, legal services, business services. Always make sure that your page has a phone number so people can call you, all right? You got to show that your business is open, okay? Make sure your website's in there, your personal hub site, okay? And email so people can email you, okay? You can share your location if you choose to. Impressum, what an impressum is when people are looking for you on, say, Google or whatever, these impressions and stuff start to populate and come up when people are looking for your name. Like I said, today I sold 3 memberships for people who found me. One found me through Google, that went to my Facebook page, and then and I signed these people up within a half an hour to an hour. It's really easy, okay? And I'm just putting a description here of what Legal Shield is in here, all right? Because a lot of these words come up when people are looking for your product or service, all right? And I put a little short description of products. Now, there's a privacy policy, okay? Facebook will share your content more often if you have a privacy policy, which you put in here. And you can actually get a privacy policy, okay, right from the Legal Shield website itself. If you scroll down to the bottom of a Legal Shield website, or your hub site, you'll see a little button in little white lettering that says privacy policy. You want to put that in your description, okay? The reason why, because people want it, when they click on it, they want to know, okay, where's their information going? What's happening if they send me a message or their contact info? What's happening into it? And you want to show that you're credible. You want to show that you're trustworthy, that, look, any conversation that you're going to engage with on Facebook, that you're trustworthy. You're not going to share their information or sell it to somewhere else, because everybody's hearing about identity theft right now, and people want to know that they're secure. Hence, you know, we can come back and tell them, well, hey, you don't have to worry about your identity because, you know, we have the greatest identity theft project right now in the world, and this is something you could take a look at, all right? That's how you engage that type of conversation on Facebook, okay? Now, templates and tabs. And like I said, we're focusing on the settings of Facebook right now that a lot of people aren't aware about. And if you're not aware about it, you won't use it. I like to choose the tab services. Now, there's a lot of different things. If you edit here, there's different templates that you can use. You can have a movie page. You can have a shopping page, a business page, what says business, venues, so on and so forth, not-for-profit, publications, restaurants and cafes, like the list just goes on and on, okay? But I choose to do services. Why? Because we are a service, okay? When people are looking for lawyers, they're looking for legal services, right? So it makes sense. If you're not going to use services, the next one I would recommend would be business, because you are a business. And it depends on how you want to market yourself. You can play around with them and find out what works best for you in your area. Once you figure that out, you can actually rearrange. Let me show you this here. You can actually rearrange your tabs in the order that you want them in, just simple drag and drop. What I like here is, you can see, I like about, I like reviews, locations, which I'll touch base on later on or at another time, you know, the services, so on and so forth, to my business page, Pinterest. These are all tabs that you can add. And if you don't see a tab here, you can actually hit add a tab and see what will populate here. Okay, live videos is the last tab. I pretty much used all of them. Okay, and like I said, I utilize as many tools as I possibly can on my business page, because different people will search for your product or service or something like that in a different way. Some people like to read, some people like video. You want to do a little bit of all of it, okay? All right, I'm just keeping track of my time here. Timmer, can you do me a favor and just come off, just unmute for a sec to let me know how much time I have?
Yes, sir. You've got about 15 more minutes.
Perfect. We're going to go on with another few minutes, and I'm going to open up to questions in about 5 minutes. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Okay. Post attribution. This is very important. This has to do with being able to target your audience when you're doing a post. Okay. Now, that's about all that's what you need to know, okay, about your Facebook page. One other one I'm going to share with you right here is a thing called page roles. Now, if you're not good at social media, okay, and maybe you don't want to put the time in to learn social media, maybe you want to hire somebody to manage your social media page for you. There's a lot of virtual assistants out there and people out there that are doing social media that are really good at it, that you can actually add them as administrator to your page, and they could run your Facebook page for you. You can just tell them what to post or how often to post, so on and so forth. Okay, and if they're good at social media, they can make it look really nice and professional for you. Okay, so we're going to come back here to my page, my timeline, and I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what my business page looks like. Okay, now anytime you're putting things on your business page, you want to make sure it's professional looking. You don't want stuff put together that it looks like a 4-year-old picking up a crayon for the first time put together. All right. If you're going to use branding, 2 things. Make sure you're using up-to-date branding, not the old logo. Make sure that if you're getting something designed, you're designing something yourself, you hire a graphic designer to design something, make sure you get it corporate approved. Okay. Legal Shield does that, not to be mean, not to be bullies or anything like that, but they put those guidelines in there because it's their brand. They own the brand, and they want to stay looking professional, and they want you to be professional online, because once you put stuff out, it's out there forever. Okay. So I really want you to think about that. And as you go through here, always make sure you got your profile picture here. Okay. And not the Legal Shield logo, where your profile picture should go. That's why it's called a profile picture. It should be you. All right. People want to know they're dealing with a person before they're going to deal with a brand. Why? Because we've heard it a million times before. People are going to do business with who they know, like, and trust. Okay. And we just keep everything very professional. Professional looking graphics, and all graphics that you post on your business page. I always tell stories when I'm sitting down with a new prospect with an app, gets a lot of engagement, so on and so forth. Everything is going to be clean. And feel free to go to my business page and take a look at it. Don't steal anything off of it, and don't share anything off another associate's business page directly. Because if you do that and somebody clicks a button, signs up for Legal Shield, you're not going to know about it. Okay? Inbox. Timmer just mentioned this earlier on. And this is why you want to turn your notifications on for your inbox. All right. And this is what's happening with me. If you can see this right now, and it'll just go on and on and on. People always asking me, inquiring about Legal Shield, so on and so forth. We're not going to have a lot of time to set up your messenger bot. But what happens is, and I'm going to do this on our next social media call when I'm teaching you guys is I'm actually going to show you how to set up an automatic messaging system, okay, that will answer your clients for you. They'll think that you're actually sitting down, sending them something and typing them something, but you're not, okay? So when this person, press one of the buttons, is anybody available to chat? I said, hello. It automatically says, hello, Stacy. Thank you for contacting us. I've received your message and appreciate you reaching out. It's an urgent matter, so on and so forth. Give me a call. Sincerely, my name, so on and so forth. I'm going to teach that on the next call because I do want to open it up for questions. So I hope this gave you a little bit of insight here. I'm going to get off this here. Stop sharing my page. Stop share. And I hope this is a little bit of good insight for you guys to go to your business page, tweak your settings a little bit, and so on and so forth. So, Tim, I'm going to hand it back to you, and I'm going to let you open it up for any questions.